The most historically significant day came on June the 22nd, 200 years to the day since the very first match at Lord's. The same sides, MCC and Hertfordshire, took the field again on a wonderful day that saw the home of cricket throw open its pavilion doors to the public. West Indies legend Brian Lara turned out for MCC, a great thrill that for the big crowd, some of whom watched the game from the outfield, something that had last happened in 1987. Lara rolled back the years with a glorious 56, and that won the game for MCC on another special day.
It hits home from very early in my life for the importance of playing at Lord's, how much of a momentous occasion it is for anybody from any nation playing, and to have had the opportunity to play a few times, I feel very, very honoured.
International cricket at Lord's in 2014 saw 3 thrilling games between England and the tourist Sri Lanka and India. The Royal London One-Day International against Sri Lanka saw the visitors post an imposing 300, and that thanks to 100 from Kumar Sangakkara, one of the finest players of the age. England faltered before Jos Buttler's sensational 121, scored in 74 balls, took them to the brink, but they fell 7 runs short by the end of the day. Buttler's swashbuckling innings is widely considered to be one of the best ever one-day performances at Lord's. The Lord's Investec Test match between the teams was even closer. England scored 575 on the back of Joe Root's maiden Test double 100. Sri Lanka made 453 in reply, with a delighted Kumar Sangakkara getting his name on the famous honours board. Gary Ballance then scored his maiden Test 100, leaving Sri Lanka batting for a draw in a tense final session. They were 9 wickets down with 2 balls left when a review saved Nuwan Pradeep after he'd been given out LBW. It then boiled down to this.
The final ball of the match. It's a good ball, and it doesn't carry the slip. And the match is drawn, and the disbelief is apparent.
Heartbreaking for England, although one bright spot was the 100 made by Gary Ballance in only his 2nd Test.
To get 100 in the last over of the day, was very special, and the atmosphere was really brilliant. It's what every cricketer wants to do is get their name on the Lord's board, and I'm just feel proud that I've done it.
India were next up at the home of cricket, and Ajinkya Rahane scored 100 before Ballance matched him in England's reply. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar took 6 for 82. India then set England 319 to win in the final innings of the match, but the hosts crumbled under a bouncer barrage from Ishant Sharma. Sharma took 7 wickets to give India only their 2nd Test match win at Lord's in 82 years.
Now over the wicket into the rough. Go on, Jimmy. Oh no! Oh no! No! Oh! Can you believe? Well played, India.
I think that's a memory that always with me forever. The first thing is that we won the match. Second thing, I performed in that match, and that was like a historical moment for all of Indians. So there were many memories in that match.
Each and every members, they just stood up and gave respect, and they were clapping all the time, and not for me, but each and every individual, for each and every player. So you don't get to see everywhere in the world, but that's completely memorable and really special.
In the domestic Royal London One-Day Cup final, Durham won a low-scoring match after bowling out Warwickshire for just 165, thanks mainly to veteran Gareth Breeze's 3 for 30. Durham made hard work of the chase and were reduced to 86 for 5 at one point, before England's Ben Stokes saw them home with 38 not out. This left Durham to celebrate their 5th trophy since their foundation as a first-class county in 1992. Many other fixtures were played at Lord's and on the nursery ground too in 2014. Regular fixtures such as the varsity match between Oxford and Cambridge, for example, and this year that had a thrilling finish. Cambridge were all out for just 177, but in reply, Oxford slumped to 137 for 9. The match looked over until the number 9 batsman, Ross Haynes, played an astonishing hand. He scored 61 from 44 balls, and he won it for Oxford in the very last over. The next day, Eton took on Harrow, a fixture played for more than 200 years. Harrow won by 63 runs on the back of a fine all-round performance by Anshuman Rath. Poor weather affected the 10th annual Inter-Services T20 tournament, with the RAF and the Navy game rained off. The Army then took on the Navy and won by 49 runs, with captain Storm Green smashing 100. The final match to decide the champions was between the Army and the RAF, with the Army comfortably winning by 6 wickets, thanks to Lance Corporal Brennan Varley's 65 not out.
It's fantastic. You know, I can't really put it in words. Would like to thank the MCC for having us here. You know, it's such a prestigious ground, and with the bicentenary as well. You know, not just from Army but from Tri-Services Cricket. Thank you very much.
MCC schools faced the English Schools Cricket Association, and in a one-sided encounter, the hosts were bowled out for 165. It was a comfortable win for the loss of just 1 wicket and achieved in less than 28 overs. The David Stowe National Village Cup final is a highlight of the season and featured Yorkshire's Woodhouse Grange playing in their 6th final at Lord's against first-time finalists Great and Little Chew from Oxfordshire.
It's the highlight of the village's 107-year existence. So as a club, we've entered the competition when it started back in the 70s, and they entered it to buy some whiskey, to get some whiskey for the winners, and then they realised that the final was at Lord's, so it's been an ambition ever since then.
Win, lose or tie or whatever, it's about playing at this fantastic venue, taking it all in as a day. The club and the supporters and everyone associated to it for both sides, I'm sure, will just have a fantastic day. So that's what it's all about.
Great and Little Chew batted first, but were all out sadly for 114, a total that Woodhouse Grange quickly knocked off for a 10-wicket win and their 3rd Village Cup. MCC hosted Scotland in a low-scoring thriller. Chasing a target of 150, Scotland were reduced to 90 for 7 before Rana Huck and the tail got the visitors home by 1 wicket. Indian legend Rahul Dravid played for MCC against Hong Kong Cricket Club, but it was opener Graham Grace who starred with 100, and Hong Kong fell 18 runs short in their run chase. In addition, MCC teams played more than 500 matches in 2014, mostly against schools and clubs on a regular basis. Thus, it remains the most active playing club in the world.